5 members of Guild here, or rather Shopify Rebellion, 1-1-1-1 across the board, and Smurfette's already got contact. She's good for it.
Yeah, that's beautiful beginnings. Lorri just going to be put right down after that. Now, let's take a little look across the board. Where's that room being found from? But look at this default. The 2 players holding the extremities. Ness on one side, Roxy on the other. Does the patience pay dividends? flowerful has no idea what's around the corner, and flowerful actually wins the fight. That's unbelievable. Ness now in a similar problem. The rest of the team for Guild needs to get that side under wraps because the extremities have been won out. The map looks so small to Guild right now.
flowerful is in a pretty power position right now, low on HP, but because of this position, the retake should be sped up as Neon kind of rendezvous with, and Klaudia's got a lot of ground here. Taking over this spawn side should mean an easier post.
I love that they've taken space somewhere because they had very little to work with. Otherwise on the map now, the long play coming out from Smurfette. The haunt on the site reveals very little, shows them no one's there. And you could really set this into motion though. Maybe tee up someone like Klaudia here, gonna put the haunt in, and Smurfette pulls the trigger, it's perfect. Dives on in, and it's a little messy, but aNNja's still alive. 1v2 and she's dealt with. KP, solid as a rock. Huge impact round 1.
And I love the 2v1, both Shopify members swinging together, power in numbers, and just overwhelming the 1 member of Guild left.
And it looks like a sheriff as well for Roxy. So have to keep a mind towards how this goes. Do they keep that aggression on those extremities? Do they continue to fight for the space? Guild looking a little more all-in to an extent, leaving Roxy to her own devices. But beyond that, it's going to be towards the side. Smurfette maybe trying to bait in a little bit of attention, but no commitment.
Yeah, just trying to apply a lot of pressure, and hopefully somebody comes pushing, gets a little overzealous into Roxy's crosshair, as you mentioned, holding the extremities there. But Guild, they're just going to slow things down once again. I do like this force spike coming into things, right? You've got the plant down, you've got a little bit of extra credit to work with, so you just want to stop that momentum before it even begins. bENITA gonna get pushed off the angle.
And Smurfette was a little ahead. Divided though, Lorri gonna at least find her, but the trade comes out quickly. Now you can see the site starting to become under control. bENITA gets pushed away from pit, and you can see them being held just slightly further away. So it does allow for a bomb, but no clear towards CT. bENITA with a quick pick towards one, but the trade, again, quickly in place. Now bear in mind, Roxy's position has now been noted. That flank coming through Art, overwhelmed towards pit, they are dwindling in numbers. There are problems now for Guild. This post plant ain't looking so hot. And how much can Roxy do here? This is not looking ideal. They don't get it to hold. And that's a shot. Needs more of that though. Yes, more Roxy! Unbelievable. And now just one. And that's the Roxy we've been waiting to see. The Red Bull clutch comes out.
Sure that full diffuse doesn't come through, utilizing that kit to the best of her ability. And man, she's able to convert. What a ridiculous shot. That second flick onto the chamber. Insane crosshair placement there.
I hope we get to see that again. Yeah, you see, like, had just taken that chamber out. And you know KP at that point, you're just sweating. You just got to make that push, got to do something. That's big for Roxy, though. You want a player like that to feel confident early. Feel like they've got that hot hand in the game, that they can kind of play that style that we know they can. They are one of the players mechanically that's really stood out in EMEA, someone who's very much been of note. Now, at 1 apiece, that force buy has paid dividends. You've got the rifles coming out. A couple of bulldogs, sure, but on the other side, I'm seeing a frenzy, a sheriff, no light armor, so a very light purchase behind it. And nothing crazy, maybe just a bit of a B lean, I guess. They're kind of leaving the A side wide open. They've gone for a gamble, and it doesn't work out.
Yeah, gotta respect the risk, though. And Guild, they've figured things out. Look at this hunting party. It's a wolf pack right now, Lauren. 3 members of Guild, they do not want to just sit back and allow any sort of a fast retake to happen. So they're going hunting.
Yeah, and this is Lorri's life on the line. It's a flowerful on the way, and that's a whole lot of players waiting. And the fact that they slipped so deep towards CT, they can hold these deeper angles, make it so much harder to work back in. The high and low hold works well. It's cost them a rifle so far that can be filtered back through.
Yeah, and you know, while we're kind of waiting for this round to die down here, Sonder and KP, they've got a lot to work with. But I want to talk about this breach from aNNja.
Talk to me.
You know, the round right before in the pistol, we saw that drill, that piece of utility coming up from aNNja, and it completely forced bENITA to change her entire position there. And it really just freely cleared up the site. So I think this breach from aNNja, whatever prep that they have ready, it's going to make defending the sites for Shopify so damn difficult.
Yeah, and I do wonder when, I don't think it's timeout time yet. Maybe if you're one of the coaches who'll hit that panic button on the Reyna, like, that makes sense. So then you boil it into context. So let's now focus on this gun round, though. This is the big opportunity for Shopify Rebellion to hold them back. flowerful forced away. And already space taken here by Smurfette.
Shopify using that chamber kit, unable to come away with any sort of advantage, but she's lucky to be alive, repositions herself and holds an off angle. This is a pretty slow round, but this should be a pounce. The spike is still down though, so I think they're just trying to trade some utility here.
Taking over mid as well, it might be a problem. Trap gets dealt with, so they know there's going to be pressure coming this way, but it's only 2 players. Smurfette does get isolated. Sonder, great position, great hold. Finally found, though, aNNja. Makes it towards the side, but look towards the other players. Finally hitting that rotate button, finally coming over, but the spike.
Yeah.
A little bit of a fumble here, potentially. This is when we're seeing those nerves, those land jitters coming out. They've made a bit of a meal of this one, and bear in mind, the worst comes to worst, bENITA finds it. That could be a tragedy.
Exactly. Both members and roxi and aNNja coming back to try to gather, but right here, Benny.
Does she check?
Oh, she does. But you know what? She's playing
got to be
discipline.
questioning
It doesn't
right?
matter. Yeah. Oh, what a shot!
As if aNNja is that
30
on the
seconds
money
left.
for it. bENITA gets punished now. Suddenly the map's unlocked, but Klaudia coming back around. They're being very meticulous in this, just in case someone had pushed, which they just found. So now, Spike recovered. What do they do? 20 seconds. You got to make a run for it. You can't really stop. Ult ready for aNNja, though. That could facilitate whatever they need, as long as they get to the site unscathed. 10 seconds now. There's that ult. It comes through, committed just towards site. Might have caught one towards CT, and you're going to see the Nightfall come back in on the other side. Lorri has to line up. Klaudia beheads KP, but now looking towards the back side. Klaudia sends it right back. Plants in, times on their side. 2v2, overwhelmed in pit. roxi goes down, now it's Klaudia. 1v2. The classic herself gets overrun. Lorri's there, and a fumble in the mid round. That spike being left where it was didn't help things.
That hurts. That's tough. If you're Guild, though, you know, you got to stay focused and, you know, things happen and it's an easy shake off. The good news for Guild is they were able to get into that site. You know, at first I thought they were just trying to gather and trade some utility, but hey, if it's going to be that easy to get that close to the site and be able to just freely exec, then you do it again if you're Guild.
Yeah, no, I think that's a very good point, and they can still fashion a purchase here too. Looking at the olds coming up, Smurfette's still got theirs, roxi's got theirs. I mean, yes, aNNja invested them, and so did Klaudia in that round, but same could be said for KP on the other side. But the old cycle's starting to hit a little more concise with Shopify Rebellion outside of KP, so that's going to be something to keep in the forefront here. Flash and side taken, and I think you're absolutely right, Potter. I think they are reading a little out of your pages, and on the money. It was not a free side, but it was certainly very accessible, and they've once again pressure pointed this. But it's not the only plan in mind. They've applied all that pressure, drawn all that mind, but they're looking towards A.
Yeah, and this cut and noise, the paranoia is starting to creep in for Shopify, but Benny staying super disciplined, and she has no other choice, right? With just a judge on her back, she wants to take these close range angles. This timing with this judge is going to be everything. Judges are so deadly around the corner, but the KJ ult. Oh no, bENITA.
Benny, what you do? What's going on? This could be the right choice. This could be the only choice she has. That's 2 more seconds to try and make something out of it. Can't escape here. Just has to stand and face the music. The execution squad was there, but Sonder and Co are making their way around through art. Quick rotation through middle, but the overwhelm again on the side. You've got to say, Guild, they're working it out. Yes, the ults are being invested. Yes, the lockdown came in. But for now, all good. Plant comes in. roxi will lose life for it, but they are in the post plant, and they have the numbers with Smurfette winning the fight towards the back of the site, and now just Lorri left alive. Yes, a little bit of chip damage on aNNja. Yes, a little on Smurfette, but Ness still sitting pretty, and the vulnerable gonna buy a couple more precious seconds. And time being fought for and won. Lovely work from Guild there in the end. Comfortable on these site takes.
Comfortable.
Access to the sites pretty comfortably. The post plants sometimes a little bit problematic, but nothing too much to write home about. And now they've broken the money. So this should be 4-2. This is when it can potentially swell against the other side, and Shopify Rebellion could be in a problem. We'll see what sort of damage they can achieve here, though. Proactive throughout the map. And Guild going back to this B piece now.
This utility. Every corner is being checked. Something is being thrown. Smurfette, she sees the eco, she smells them.
I guess the ult did come out. That was flowerful popping that, but didn't get the shot that was maybe available for a split second. So goes back for a check. And just off. Spike now down. Gonna need some of these sheriffs to do some damage pretty quick. Still a little bit of utility on Sonder as well, so they may be able to pressure one of these positions. And off the back of the Prowler, away we go indeed. Smurfette caught sleeping, goes down quick trade. Lorri picks up Klaudia. What a shot from Lorri! There's still danger here for sure. roxi and Ness suddenly on red alert. No! What a shot! Snaps around and backhands roxi in the 1v1. Ness is sitting on 100 HP though. Oh my god! Lorri, what is that? What
Every
in
shot!
God's name is that?
Okay, well, maybe Lorri should just stick with the share for a couple more rounds.
Yeah,
See if
sure.
she
No,
can
yeah,
replicate that a little bit, perhaps.
Run it back for me one time. I want to see this again. Run it back for me, please. Thank you. Because, again, this is all looking good, right? You got Smurfette diving in. You got side control. You're like, they already got shares. Oh, wait. Okay, that's fine. Oh, that's quite nice. And then it starts getting terrifying at the entirety of the rest of it. The first two you can, talk away, but feeling that, yeah, for sure.
That's gotta hurt for Guild as well, because we talked about the fact that how much utility did they layer into that hit, right?
Yes.
They cleared every corner, but they didn't account for all those one sheriffs coming through.
I mean, yeah. Oh, Robbie
Look at the
Wiz
money now.
loving it as well on the cam, surely knowing that that's given them a lifeline. Because that round looked like it could be the one that sent them on that downward spiral, being in the back pocket for a while in the economy, but now the ult's looking quite nice. bENITA's got theirs, Lorri's got theirs. You've got a couple off cycle though, Sonder and flowerful, but you'll take that for the round you just converted. And a mid look here from Guild, exploring, going through. The Prowler should give away plenty of the game, and Sonder makes magic of it already, finding Smurfette. Quick trade though. It's not done just yet. Sonder's in a whole lot of trouble. 40 HP, but still standing their ground and somehow still alive.
She does get taken out though. Guild really needed to force the issue and make sure that they get that trade. They're good for it. And right now, Guild, they absolutely need this round. They've invested everything into it.
Oh, the high flash. Lovely flash from
Oh,
Lorri there.
2 members stuck.
Ooh, and Benny makes a meal of it. Roxy still standing, holds the rotation. No support on the way, so it's on flowerful. A 1v3 needed. 2 in front, 1 to the side. And 34 seconds. Operator is in hand.
Teleport's ready.
There is a chance at this, with the temptation to save surely there as well. A key piece in the weaponry for Shopify Rebellion. And I think noting that that's not looking on the card. So going to be a save here from flowerful. See if you can keep that. I doubt there's going to be too much of a chase coming out from Guild, considering their money is certainly far from stable.
Yeah, and a really good look for Guild being able to stay together like that. There was no point where one of their teammates were fighting and the second didn't show up. But for the Shopify side of things, a little bit discombobulated it felt. It felt like they put themselves in that pickle rather than it was Guild that put them there, right? So it was a bit weird, maybe choosing the wrong duel, maybe choosing the wrong timing, but Guild able to secure, and this is great for these ladies. They're going to be able to actually put up some bank in their pockets.
Yeah, keeping 3 standing is pretty essential going on. A couple of recovered rifles as well, really going to complement that, supplement what they've been working with. So that's 4 for Guild now. I'll be happy with that.
And these kinds of rounds can get pretty deadly. We've got 2 ultimates, as you mentioned, on the side of Shopify. If they're able to find some sort of early opening, some sort of pick, they will be able to invest a little bit more into this round to try to secure it.
Well, they're trying to bait that operator in towards middle, but it's just not what they're going for. It's that all-in piece towards B, and the ults are invested. Yes, the nade going to deny the comfortable plant for now as well, but they can eventually look towards that if they want to plant for it. They have everything they need. This would need to be mayhem for Shopify Rebellion to make some damage happen. bENITA looking for that chance. 2 players dedicated this time there. Finally, the plant going to come through. Everyone pulled to attention, and 2 players noted in the post plant already.
Power positions. We've seen Lorri absolutely shining in these moments. She's got a Vandal in her hands now. Expect her to really use Sonder's contact. Oh, but she gets just clotheslined.
Oh, the flash is really good, though. Could at least give step towards the side. Sonder's gone down, but there's the fight! And it's Benny this time with the Sheriff coming through. Lorri's there with 2. And now it's down to Benny up against Ness. athxna v athxna. Who's got this one in the back? And a tap on the spike, and is testing every skill of Ness to not lose composure. The drop of the walls coming in pretty soon. And there it is. Ness keeps the cool. The Red Bull clutch coming in just in the nick of time. Note that Lorri's already seen on 13-6. Solid performance, maybe just propelling themselves forward. It looks like an aggressive start here. Smurfette no longer able to dive on him, but forced to respect the utility denying it. And there's 2 players very present on this side. You've got Lorri over here. You're going to have, I think, Benny pulled to attention, and Smurfette wants in, and they've peeled away from this.
Yeah, a cancel's going to come through. A little bit unfortunate for Guild. You saw Smurfette really communicating across to her teammates. Klaudia beelined it back over there to send a Prowler. She heard those sound cues. She knew that they were stuck in that gravital well, but unfortunately not able to punish. Shopify Rebellion able to breathe a little bit longer, so that's great for them.
It feels mirrored, right? You're looking at the adjustments already. Roxy initially posted up to kind of catch any mid-pressure. She backed away, but the turret did the job. Now you're seeing them readdress middle. They've taken that space right back in. That trade out of map control coming to the forefront. Smurfette can start taking the space here. Already good rotation, good positioning coming out from Benny. You're going to see Sonder as well towards the bottom of middle. So this should be a huge challenge. This isn't comfortable yet. Now Ness in danger, decayed up, but still sharp as anything. KP dead. And now bENITA on the hunt. bENITA's got to get there fast. Lorri's in so much danger, overwhelmed, and Benny's dead. They've won every single fight.
And Sonder gets taken out as well. And once again, it's just down to flowerful left wondering, do I save? Do I go for damage? And instead, she just gets taken out. That's a flawless coming through here for the side of Guild on a healthy purchase round. And
so does Roxy. So these are two potentially round-changing ults they can invest. Early Prowler, early Haunt. Going to come down. And that's going to be noting potentially two players. I'm pretty sure they're going to find KP and flowerful if they do continue this way. But substantially larger stack in Klaudia, really noting where these players are.
Catch them.
Doesn't seem like Guild want. Oh, expending and investing the ultimate.
Yep, this doesn't isolate the player who's tucked into the cubby. Maybe they feel they can overwhelm that on themselves, and so far so good. KP barely doing the damage, and this is just so impactful for standing still for Guild in the post plant, still have the mid control. They've got so much of the map just completely wrapped up. Benny's position now considered. This is the beauty, I guess, of having that KJ. The flanks just aren't as viable right now. Forced off the angle. Flowerful not finding much from either, trying to maybe pinch towards this. They evacuated the site pretty much. Gonna need a lot more of those, Flowerful. Oh, that was a nice try. Not to be. Guild 7-3 now. So example, totally different look, and this really seems to suit. They've really refined it. And that's a refined shot from flowerful. This time Smurfette goes down, and we've seen that exchange going the other way consistently. So first blood drawn here for Shopify Rebellion.
That's exactly what they needed. Klaudia's not going to slow down, though. She wants to be able to get that trade for her mate. The site is clear. The spike should be able to go down. And the rest of Shopify, they're trying to make it to this site as soon as possible.
They're pushing this, and I like that. They want so much space here. What a Lorri denies all of it, takes it right back in to the Shopify Rebellion side. And now the flank's on the way, and this is going to put that pressure right back to them. Ness, aNNja, how much can you do with this? aNNja now turns with reload. Could not have been at a worse time. And now there's so many threats coming towards you. Surely you are dead. You are done for. Ness, so many problems. That's a different look from Shopify Rebellion. Way better start.
Yeah, quick reaction coming out for Shopify. As soon as that contact happened, flowerful giving those communications over to her squad, and you saw bENITA making that fast flank. This time, the flank pays off hugely. I mean, the timing, though, for aNNja, it's unfortunate. Right as she decides, you know what, okay, let me reload. Oh, no, never mind, I'm stunned, I'm dead. Unlucky for her, but Lorri, this multi-kill in mid was so pivotal for this round win for Shopify.
Yeah, it looks like perfect counter to what Guild have been doing. So let's see if they can maybe replicate this again, because similar scenes, right back to business. But look at it this time. There's no one here.
Yeah, not a single defender in sight. I love just re-hitting it right back again. Some great reads coming out here for Klaudia and Guild side of things. It's a free site pretty soon. Guild, they're going to be able to sniff this out, and that Killjoy ultimate should be able to secure the deal.
That's telling.
They don't have anything to break it.
Nope, gotta respect it, but they know all the players here, so this should encourage the flank. Maybe not noting 5, maybe only 4, so they should be noting there is a player watching the flank, and there it is. Roxy goes down. Flank now open, they are surrounded. This is great from Shopify Rebellion. The double stack again towards Link. Perfect position that paid dividends last time. That was Lorri succeeding. Now the flank though, Ness this time, all but aware. Flowerful finds impact too, and the shot's good. Ness holding it down. Success for both sides on either side of the map. aNNja wants in, aNNja gets in. Oh my word, and KP stops it. There's still a chance. And that chance might be ripped away as Klaudia denies it. 4-8, and a scrappy way to close. We'll say there was the pistol in there that got converted then by the bonus going the other way, and a couple of other issues, but we focus on the here and the now. We go back into things. Guild getting so aggressive here. Smurfette needs to respect this in the end and fall away, but so much of the map has been considered and noted now.
Yeah, they just completely bullied Shopify off of that entire area of the map. They're beelining it towards this A site, but the sound cues, I mean, aNNja, she's hearing all of this. The communication should be coming through for the squad of Guild. And you can see that the two members of Shopify, they're kind of getting back a little bit. They don't want to mess with this area of the map too long.
Yeah, it might be worth just kind of resetting how the game's looking for now. They need to just kind of calm down, take a little bit of space somewhere, because again, look at this roaming pack. Smurfette and Klaudia backfilling this area. They now know, okay, they haven't gone link. They're still probably sending towards either mid, maybe pressuring towards arc, could be looking towards A main. Maybe a misread here because of the information they found and the timing that they found it.
Yeah, exactly. And this is such an intelligent call coming out here for Shopify. They're just re-clearing the area of the map that they lost. And look at this, Lauren. B site completely clear.
Oh, it's on a platter. You couldn't ask for anything better. Even still approaching it like there could be players here, but they've almost won beyond their means. They didn't expect to have this much easy access. I can't blame Guild for it, but the timing just on the side of Shopify for that one. Now we look at the retake. The site under pressure. This is now a problem. Some of these post plants are sitting super deep. Smurfette won that. It could have been a problem, and now it is. It's a huge trade. Effective towards Guild. Now look at these post plants. Benny, that's a nasty little shot. Now flowerful en route as well. Timing everything. And flowerful's got it. Got to as well. And Ness wanted to get that to halfway, but may not have the capability to do so. And now it's all down to one, and the spam comes through. And she's got it. Flowerful denies Ness on the defuse. So Klaudia. It's flowerful goes back in. The Red Bull clutch. But they are definitely not on the same sort of force buy here. We got Frenzy, Sheriffs, Ghosts, very little in comparison. You're going to have the Bulldogs out, a couple of Spectres, got everything they kind of need. A little bit light on some utility, but that's perfectly fine. Let's look at what they go for. It looks, you know, simple, sweet. They're not going to overfluff the lines. They're going to keep it clean. Or at least that's the name of the game. Sonder going to get contact towards CT. But there's a couple of players here, and that's a little bit tricky on the timing. Trying to get the flash out there, gets overwhelmed, gets one on. We're now starting to get a little nervous about this, and there it is. Flowerful, keeping it safe, but I got a little nervous about that. Kind of that if it does start going Guild's way, that's just, you know, it just instantly takes away from them. But we'll find out. We'll see if they're still in mind. Maybe they've got a consistent plan. You're going to check for Smurfette, right? You're going to check for Smurfette.
No.
Oh, no. And that was the tip of the spear, right? And now you just got to stick. I mean, what are you meant to do? You've got the two Bulldogs. At least they recover the Spectre. I guess that's something, but where are you going to take this now?
Yeah, a lot to do with that. Benny gets a little bit of contact. She's going to be able to push Klaudia off slightly. A lot of mind games coming across right now. bENITA's just been in this area of the map, and right now she's just applying a little bit. Oh, what a shot. Just completely peeking off that turret contact. Beautifully played, utilizing this KJ kit.
There's a reason we refer to Roxy as one of the specialists on that. Carnival. The shots looked on, but absolutely not the case, apparently. And KP and bENITA, last two here. KP doing some fair damage.
Klaudia is still on her own right now. She's starting to feel a little bit nervous. She feels like she's
classic
got to push.
bENITA against Klaudia, and bENITA's
boy.
patience pays off. You saw Klaudia getting tempted to find that information. Maybe a little unnecessarily so. Could have sat a little deeper, been a little bit more patient, but gets punished by the old teammate. bENITA, that's going to feel good as well. You've given yourselves a chance back into this round now. One comes in, not dissuaded. And the over push from Roxy again, trying to get back into things. bENITA, though, denies it. Benny having a round. And now Ness, the only one alive and breathing. KP a little wounded on the site, though. Could they be isolated? Decay about to tick away. And Benny's on pretty much around the world, right? This is it. Ness is not going to find this frag. Benny playing the timing
So good.
like a god. This is perfect. It makes you impossible to find. And as long as KP stays alive on the site, it's everything you dreamed of. No opportunities for Ness here. This has been a masterclass between KP and bENITA.
Wow. What?
At 7-8, and this was a bonus for Shopify Rebellion. And that was cheap too. And they've got recovered rifles now coming in. They got loads of what they need. Old cycle, you know, KP invested theirs. Lorri's still a little far away, but Sonder not far off, and neither is flowerful. Two very impactful ultimates to bring out. Similar scenes on the other side, very close to that first cycle starting to hit.
Some huge ROIs coming through. And this double with the double marshals, hey? That's smoke. Well, beautiful.
Lorri just with the hit and run. Finds Smurfette. Ness has been seen, but we got to play the life for now. Maybe feeling a little too much of that pressure and deciding, hey, look, we've got bENITA in a forward position. Let's lean back. Let's re-explore this map. We don't need to go into a potential stack here.
And bENITA still towards this A extremity. She's the one that communicated to her squad to come back over towards her. And this mid-rounding so far on the attack side for Shopify has been splendid. I mean, they've been able to find the sites that have had the less amount of defenders every time. So the defaulting working quite well, and this should be an easy entry. Better weaponry, of course.
Yeah, they should overwhelm in the end.
Ooh, good utility.
Issues, but they're trying to make it happen. A lovely little combination here. Roxy now next on the chopping block. Out does bENITA. That's a rifle now lost. Quick trade for Lorri. Trying to police those weapons. Don't let them fall into the hands of anyone. Klaudia still looking for a chance here. KP to the left. Lorri on the site. Still on main. Not going to happen. KP, solid hands there. Safe play. And we're tied up at 8 apiece. Leaving in it themselves. They start taking a couple of those fights, so they are winning out. And they've had all the answers for now. Everything looking on the money. Perfect. Not asked for a better outcome. Guild looking unable to make the moves they want to, unable to get that early information. Yes, pressure noted towards A main, but nothing beyond that. That's just flowerful now left, posted up. The rest maybe re-exploring towards middle here.
And I really like the start of the round here for Shopify. They've come in numbers and they've inserted flowerful in this position. Time and time again, we've seen Klaudia re-clearing. So expect flowerful to be there, ready to punish, while the rest of Shopify come and start inching forward in this art area.
Set up here from Roxy though. At least we'll give away the commitment. And Roxy, caught by the spam sonder, gets the freest shot. Happy with that to walk away with, and now looking back towards A main. Look at this re-rotation. The knife comes out. And then rejoining towards flowerful. This is just beautiful to watch. They are just determining the pace perfectly. No one on the site. They all adjusted to try and deal with that mid-presence. And now they've given up the rest of the map here already. Sonder pushed up, ready for all of this. And it's a massacre towards Art. Klaudia finally falls to bENITA again. She's got her number this game. And Ness, you want to keep that up, you got to get out of there. This is so well drilled from Shopify.
It absolutely is. They are completely controlling the entirety of mid area. Time and time again, we've been seeing Shopify just seesawing across the map, right? They're going across, either taking that A main extremity or getting the trades towards this long B. And then in the mid round, they regroup and they go wherever bENITA tells them to go. It seems like bENITA's on this lurk has been finding so much ground and so much information. It's just completely shifting the mid round here.
And again, you've been on a team with both of these players, right? You've played with Klaudia, you played with bENITA. I'd say bENITA was probably the longer standing teammate, right? So you've got to know, but you know, seeing this kind of mid-routing capability, calling these audibles.
Really see some interesting, aggressive plays coming out here for Guild in this round.
And this then puts the ball back into Shopify Rebellion's court, though. Coming off the back of a timeout, you can do something very straightforward or something completely different. And it looks relatively straightforward here. Deciding to opt for just kind of the straight towards side, pop the ult, you've got KO's ult there to really give you safe passage to ferry that spike on in. And well, nothing really can deny it. Late lurk going to be there for bENITA as well, so that's still going to be very much something to remember and remind yourself, because here comes Benny, and is the timing just right? Hearing these steps floating. Players finds one, catching Klaudia again. This battle is going to rage on the entire time between the old teammates. Now feeling probably a little sour about it all. The KJ ult will come in, so this will force them away from the site, and maybe we could see aNNja have that utility impact.
Yeah, and right after Guild are able to take over the site, they've even got the Breach ultimate layered right afterwards. So as they tap, expect the Breach ult to come through.
You're waiting to see it. There it is, going to come on in, and well, we're going to see the
Oh
ult.
no, she didn't get half.
Wait, no way. Oh my god, they did, and this is now a tragedy in the making. This would need a heroic performance coming out. I don't think they've got the time for it. Ness can do what she can. My word, this game is scrappy, and some of these ult usages are...
The layers, Lauren, the layers. When the time is ticking that long, or that fast rather, it gets so difficult.
Aggression! We wanted to see it, and we get it. That is exactly what we've been asking for. Taking some aggression, taking some confidence-based fights, and it works out. Now, will it always work that well? Who knows? But taking down Lorri and Sonder is certainly a wonderful reward for that sort of approach there. Now, KP, bENITA, and flowerful need to kind of come together on this. You can't have as much pressure on that lurk. You can't have that same sort of presence. So Plan going to come in, and they're going to sit towards pit. Two going to post up this side, and it's been a flawless run on this half so far for Shopify Rebellion. This could be the first round to change that, but look at the weaponry, Potter. It's still not ideal.
It's not, and they've taken over the spawn area multiple times, so Guild have a pretty good idea of it. Klaudia is just kind of pulling distractions, but she gets taken out. So forward is Shopify. And the flank, once again, KP
Around the
swapping
world.
spots with bENITA.
They still need to be a little bit careful because obviously they do not know how much time they have. And now that flank has been noted. The KJ utility came into play, so they know that it's there. Ness and aNNja, can you deal with bENITA? How much patience can she hold this halfway? Has to fight the fight! Gets dragged away from it, but time on the defuse. Gilda back in it, finally breaking back in. It already looks like they're trying to eye that up over towards the side of the map. So yeah, they're going to tee up, setting Smurfette in a little deeper. You can hear that utility being invested. I'm sure KP can maybe keep that as something they're going to note going forward, that there was that breach utility invested. They have seen them trying to toy with it, but Smurfette close on the angle, outdoes KP, and they've lost the back line. And that's the spike. Oh dear.
Oh dear, roxi controlling the area, but this time Sonder doesn't just completely get annihilated in the beginning. Popping some shots back and forth.
They've got that first pick. That's the first step they had to take. They were talking about taking map control away, and that A site is being controlled completely and utterly by Smurfette. Now, the fight gets one on the other side that you saw it. roxi was having a tough time there, holding towards Link. The look back towards B, then kind of swings this back into the hands of Ness, who hasn't been tested on this B side too much. It has been predominantly these A hits coming in, so the adjustment's going to be on the way, but by then, probably a plant's going to be in place. I wonder if Ness can really deny too much. Probably not here. Sonder going to allow safe passage on the site. Happy with that. Clears backside, blind as she may be, but the timing on the hit, they're going ahead of the plant. They were so unaware, but the trade's still good. Lorri trying to hold the line, and Sonder put to task. Guild flipping the script a little there, going right in before the plant. Love trying to go for these more confidence-based plays, and let's say you get manhandled, let's say you get pushed aside, you don't get what you want out of it, you're going to lose that confidence. It's a quick spiral, it's a quick way to lose a game. So seeing them able to kind of convert these is a great look. And it then begs the question, okay, Shopify Rebellion, what's your next answer? This is a beautiful game of chess we get to see, and the aggression is going to be met by it. bENITA on the other side gets away with daylight robbery. Two big picks, and Lorri's there to just compliment on the third. Ness going to be beckoned for some greatness and merely gets muted. roxi, the last one alive in her position, will have been noted very early on, something that's very consistent, and KP all too aware. Quick was 6 in a row.
This is an incredible comeback so far from Shopify.
Well, is it real, is it fake? We'll find out. 11 to 10. Money still in a good enough position, but Sonder turns the flash in a good spot for this. bENITA's on the chopping block, but it's Sonder bailing around, and a second Sonder sends him to sleep. Klaudia's gone, Benny comes out of the flashes just fine, and they have just torn them asunder. roxi and Ness, irrelevant, it feels like, to this round so far, but the double stack's good. And maybe there's still a fight in them, maybe there's still a fire burning in the belly, but as it stands, they're just gonna make a mad run towards B, get that plant, get the time on your side, and get a nice post plant here.
Yeah, Lorri leading the way. Insane contestation there at B main. Shopify completely winning that one out. And if you're Guild here, a lot of tough decisions to make. Do you save and try to get a somewhat healthy purchase into the next, or trying to look for one pick, make a decision whether this retake is actually possible or not?
Sonder called upon. Gets it. roxi's gone. Ness now backing away, it looks like, maybe just conceding. As how much more can you really do here? 4 more players to locate, and money-wise, you could potentially go for a chase. Yeah, Benny's on it. Now, there's no subtlety to this. Ness is going to hear it, and the challenge is there. So, handled. No worries. Shopify Rebellion, though, we asked for this kind of aggressive change from Guild, which we got, but now the problem is that Shopify Rebellion are holding, not necessarily just like a standard default, but they're so ready for those choke point fights.
Yes, and that's exactly it. They're getting...
This does, in my mind at least, lean towards Guild, so good for them to really come out with a strong showing here in the second half. Have that confidence going forward, because the buy is shambolic from Guild. It's Spectres, lots of ults to play with, but already Ness ringing the alarm bell. There is danger here, but no, the spike. Keep that in the, not even back of your mind, the full frame, and they baited out so much of this utility. That ult comes in, spots no one, they know it's all a fake. This is going to be on roxi, who is sat there with a Marshall full utility kit in play though, so maybe still a chance of this. roxi flashed up and has to just concede. They can't fight on this one. The ult gonna come through. Do they commit off the back? They better be.
Oh, wow.
Smurfette's right there, dives on in, head first, pops the ult, and they've taken back the space.
But the spike, it's still on bENITA's back. KP has found a little bit of ground. If she's able to find some sort of opening, cut off the middle of the map, maybe a fallback can happen, but it looks like Shopify, they still want to hold their ground here.
45 seconds, they can do it. They can pause for a second, but that's a lot of damage on flowerful. How much room can KP find? Because keep in mind, Claudia's doing a bit of a walk around here. Did Claudia hear this? Does Claudia hear any of this in the timings? Everything. Claudia's in a really unique position in this.
30 seconds left.
Oh my god, KP just about going in between them all. They've got to be reading. They've got to know something's wrong.
Yeah, the site is completely clear. KP's made enough, but she's got to hold into this position, maybe push even more into spawn, find an equalizer.
They have 2 rifles recovered. That's about it, right? Ness has theirs. Roxy's got 1. And KP, you have a full city utility there. You could try and go for it, but trying to play this one in dry. Gets aNNja down. Caught in the heels, but has to back away quickly. Horn goes up, gonna buy a couple of seconds. Seas goes in towards Link. Looking to slow him down. Claudia now tagged up. KP trying to go above and beyond it. DK'd, outdone. Ness takes them down. Ness follows up. And now flowerful would have to go God mode on this. A 1v4 post-plant. Guild aren't giving up just yet and does not give up that round. They're gonna get the rifles. They keep 4 alive and they're gonna make it to 11.
Oh, what a round. What a round coming from both squads. There were so many layers, so much utility invested into
Have the scenario. It's GG or it's OT. 12 to 11. Guild able to get a way better purchase this time. Others, Shopify Rebellion can do the same. So we finally have that nice gun round coming in, but the odds being cycled through from both sides, clamoring onto that last round that just went past. And now Shopify Rebellion back to business. It looks like this real B piece this time. They have the other players here, but that's some spam going to catch towards Sonder. Now that's going to be a player marked as well. Not sure how many got marked, but it's enough. Ness is down. Sonder still keeping some control. Look at the damage being done by Claudia. Smurfette still taking a brawl on the side, but Lorri again finding so much value in these rounds. Roxy still has that lockdown, so I'm curious if that comes into effect, as it looks like she is considering that. There it is. Benny's still committing to the plant, so they are going to have some time on this side, but they do need to get the hell out of Dodge.
This Killjoy ultimate will push back Shopify, but they've got the line of sight. There's not a smoke on the side of Kill to block this off. They should be able to kill the diffuser.
Hold on. Roxy's
not
got one.
Oh my.
And now there's problems. Flowerful and bENITA need to be perfect in this. They cannot make mistakes. Flowerful, who peeks first? The spray, the little tap damage, they're trying to get someone to peek out, and there was Benny. Down to 9 HP, they're working them down, but the time is of the essence. Roxy with a belting shot.
Oh my God.
Roxy! Heroics in the final moments here for Guild. 12-12, it's OT. We're going the distance.
Couple of one taps to secure this post, and it was such a tough post. We talked about Guild did not have any sort of smoke to be able to secure that one, right? And man, Shopify, they had everything they needed. They had everything they needed to secure. Oh my God. Okay, Roxy.
Yeah, all right. Who needs smoke? So you just got a Roxy. Just like, there you go, hold it. It's fine. And with jilted after such a great run on that side. Now back to business. We've got Guild on the attacking side coming into it. Shopify Rebellion on the defensive side. And we once again look towards what is the approach here. Money fine this time for Guild. Able to get that full buy, of course, in OT. So for now, trying to bait out a little bit of contact, but no one going to be biting just yet. Oh! There it is, Claudia getting sweet vengeance in OT. Benny was just winning that fight out during regular time. Now the other side, but patience being shown. No quick hit off the back here.
Yeah, they've got Roxy, the power in Roxy to hold those flanks. So they have the luxury to be able to slow things down here. Spotting out KP. And this cut in noise, man, it gets so paranoid. It starts creeping in. You start making a mistake.
They all noted progress on the side to the timing. Lorri didn't have the gun in hand either, so Roxy's positioning could have been even more deadly. Does get dealt with in the end, but already you can see the amount of the map's been taken over. This push through A-Link is huge. They are trying to apply this pressure towards Lorri, and again, the underhand flash going to keep them alive. But for how long? Still no plant on the site in 34 seconds. KP's towards pit. This ain't over yet. They haven't won the fight on the site, and Lorri takes down Smurfette. A quick response to alleviate the pressure on the site, but flowerful coming on back in, and it is a scramble for the plant. 20 seconds now as Lorri still standing. Has been good for it. Lorri has been so damn clutch, but this is a lot. Double stacked up. Sitting all the way back around. They're going to make Lorri work for this if she wants it. trying to clear on through, and she's got a concept in mind. She's considering where they may be, checking the close corners, but seeing no one, spotting nothing. Lorri is praying for someone to be out of position, and a jump scare for Lorri. But a dream for Guild to get that first in OT. And for Guild, you'd be forgiven to look at Smurfette or Roxy for being the impact players, but it is actually Ness who is very much leading that pack. Now he dives right on back in because there is aggression. Smurfette, the audacity to try and go for that. Lorri is having none of it now. All right, relax a little. Shopify Rebellion trying to get a grip on this game, but there's a hunting pack. There is a hunting party over by Art looking for a new trophy to put on the wall, and it might just be flowerful.
The fault line, the flash coming through. flowerful's able to TP away, but KP's all
can't.
alone.
KP has the spike as well. This could be so much. Oh, so many problems. The bailout team is here, and Ness trying to do whatever they can to try and do this damage. Oh my god, the classic! And this is just scrappy and messy. Sonder finally arrives. And Roxy, where are you in this one? Oh, winning that fight, apparently. And this is a 1v2 that, if it was any other player,
Calling my bot.
I might call it the other way. But KP is low HP and Sonder
Spike planted.
is now on guard duty. Roxy clearing through by Flower. Looking for that first pixel out of place, but no one giving her any quarter. Checking towards Pit, sees nothing. Again, no one making a move here, but she's got some good space. Has the turret back into play as well. Could potentially lean towards this, but decides main. That's where she wanted to look, and KP's sitting safe. Not going to check that deep, and Tommy's going to go on up. And it's just it's a guess. It's a shot in the dark. And Roxy doing the best she can with as little information as she could. With Shopify Rebellion having enough of this run back coming in from Guild.
This Guild, so to see them going for those plays is a good sign. Shopify, though, one step ahead just slightly in that read.
Yeah, maybe early attempts to deal with the utility. There it is. Does Smurfette get away? Yes. So, two plays noted early on. Decent information here, but a default being held by Guild. And see if anyone dares to summon that sort of aggression. And no one really taking that opportunity just yet.
Very spread out defense once again here for Shopify. They've been so good for it. The fault line's gonna push Lorri off that angle. Trading util, the Prowler's getting so much ground. And Klaudia, it looks like she wants to go in deeper. The spike though, again, it's down.
And this is the rotation being pulled though. They are, you could see Sonder there maybe considering starting to hit towards that A site, but dipping back in. No commitment towards the site is pretty indicative that they are still exploring options. And
I'll find you.
perfect start yet. Klaudia deciding link. That's where she wants to find that information. No one playing close. Still.
aNNja,
Bot coming back.
she was able to go back and pick up the spike. A very slow approach
the
this time around.
timing.
Oh
my
30 seconds.
god, Roxy
She's
is
gonna
be
keep going.
devastated. Oh, Benny.
Overheat. Oh, she just barely survives.
Oh my
They're
god.
coming for her.
Yeah, Benny, you better run, you better hide. They are
Oh,
charging
no!
you down. Smurfette's got her. Benny falls, and she could be the one to hold them all back, hold back the flood. And now on the other side, Ness gets caught out. Gun quickly drawn. Finds Sonder. But there's layers to this. There's other players on this flank. There is still flowerful coming this way. Finds Ness. And now aNNja feeling the pressure. Good flash. Gives her the angle. Second, again, buying the time. flowerful has very few places to go. And the tap on the spike, though. They don't have a player on the side directly, and there's no stopping the defuse until then. Now, finally, Lorri, what a shot! Oh, the human aimbot just snapping around. Does get handled by aNNja. But Guild do currently hold advantage. Options here, though, for Shopify Rebellion. No strangers to running this back. Roll your mind back to that first half. Think about what we saw back then. And the consideration, the difference that was being shown in that second half. Now, as you noted, very standard start. flowerful going to be posted up, a lot more committed towards the B side, but has the ability to dip away if feels the pressure coming. And a very deep hold towards the A side as well, coming out from Guild. So very, very similar scenes almost on both sides.
Exactly, and we've seen this before in reverse from Shopify, where they'll insert flowerful on the chamber into one part of the map, go start working another. They've done something similar here, but it's just KP in the mid, kind of running some distractions, but nobody on Guild has bit at all. Still the same standard setup.
Surely they've seen with the jump peak now, yeah. I'm pretty sure they noted the players by pillar pretty quickly, but they've gone pretty deep though, right? They've been able to make a great deal of progress, get
Huge
this close
entry.
towards the site. Sonder cracks open the site. Ness gets deleted. Now they've got what they wanted. aNNja B may not be aware of this. Yeah, walking in completely dazed and confused. Sonder's got a real nice bit of timing here. If they just hold, if they just pause for a second, Sonder's got the frag. That's perfect work from Sonder. And now looking for the follow-up.
Wow.
Sonder completely unseen, goes unspotted somehow. And now Roxy called for heroics. We've seen great things before, and this would be something of a fairy tale. And they ain't coming true today. 14-14. We go again.
What a play. What a play coming out for Sonder. And you know, that's what you need in these OTs is those individual heroics coming through. That push for Sonder was everything. The timing that she got, the aggression, and even the entry to boot. Shopify Rebellion. I would be patting Sonder on the back there.
Yeah,
Good job. Go kill Sonder.
Sonder, go kill. Yeah, I like that though. Giving Sonder the space, didn't try and rush things, allowed Sonder to try and make that happen and pausing for thought. So at 14-14, this does keep going, and it kind of starts spiraling outside of a normal game. You know, when you look at regular time, you know, it gets played out to.
They need to focus and make sure they don't tunnel vision on making those shenanigans happen here.
Guild off to a quite quick start. Smurfette back to what was working to an extent, showing that early presence towards A. They had been generally...
Ness is with the group this time, though, for Guild.
Interesting.
The spike is on their back. I think maybe if Smurfette was able to find an early pick, they would have been ready to pounce, but they second-guess it, decide to give Roxy just a little bit more time.
Careful.
And they're seesawing right now. Ness still holding the extremities. Nobody on Shopify has bit whatsoever.
First half, when we really saw this being pressured, the amount of times that flowerful was outdone here as well. Something to remember. Has flowerful grown now? This time gets away at least with her life. So has to fall away to the site. You see them potentially calling in rotations. Already going to start seeing Lorri head through CT heading this way. And it looks like they are going to be committing towards the side here. Spike is en route. Klaudia taking a lot of chip damage. And it's actually Sonder to find Smurfette. So again, casualty on the way in towards the site. And Guild are not quite getting what they need. No full control by any means. And flowerful going to find Klaudia. That's the spike plant denied. Impactful frag, and Roxy feeling audacious gets denied. flowerful again just holding the line, and they are being just taken down one by one. aNNja and Ness not really having much to play with here.
There it is. Beautiful stuff.
It did deep towards, like, through pit, and that time you're right, they didn't have that space to work with. They didn't get that far, but we now switch again. Shopify Rebellion, their opportunity on the attacking side now. Ness to see a whole lot of players. She did swing that corner, but deciding against it, opting to still a little deeper this time. Not quite isolated, but most of the players here on the defensive side focusing towards that link side, that connector side. And it does leave a whole lot of pressure on Ness now.
And it seems like Shopify are keeping this one simple. All 5 members are very much grouped together. They were able to have Sonder find a bunch of entries the last time. So much damage, Ness barely just limping away.
Yeah, barely breathing. The spike's going to go down. What a difference this is. Now, lots of the positions have been seen, though.
They stopped the plant.
They have indeed. They bought a couple of very critical seconds. bENITA going back for a second look here and could find the timing just right. Do not write bENITA out of this. She gets past Roxy. It's game on. But Roxy says no. And there's still a chance here. Another tap on the spike, but no commitment on this. And Guild, they're about to be challenged. Looks like Shopify Rebellion want to try and get in their faces. Get the fight going.
Oh my God.
Sonder destroys 2 of them. We're into a 3v2, and it's favorable to Shopify Rebellion. aNNja and Roxy, the last 2 alive, and Sonder is immovable. Sonder takes them over the line. Shopify Rebellion walking away with map 1, 16-14.
What an intelligent look there for Shopify to be able to secure that last round. You saw Sonder and her teammate inching forward slowly to spawn, and as soon as they got into position, they tapped the spike. They didn't fully commit, but they wanted that sound cue.